Hi, and welcome back. In this video, we will cover the sprint review meeting. The sprint review's objective is to reduce our uncertainty in terms of what we're building and whether we're actually delivering value for our customers. Based on that, we of course need our customers, our stakeholders, to be present at the sprint review meeting. In addition, it is the whole Scrum team consisting of the product owner, the developers, and you as Scrum Masters. The time box for a sprint review meeting is set to 4 hours for a 4-week sprint, or proportionally less. Most teams that I work with who run 2-week sprints dedicate around 2 hours for the sprint review meeting. As preparation for the sprint review, I recommend to really think about what are going to be the items that you want to present, that you want to demonstrate in order to get feedback. Of course, you can only demonstrate items that meet your definition of done and are part of the product increment. In addition, every team should think about how they want to demonstrate those items, who does it, and how do you actually collect that feedback from your customers, from your stakeholders. As a Scrum Master, you can support your team thinking about that and setting things up. The sprint review itself is usually done in the following steps. First step, demonstration of the product increment. Now, it can be the product owner, the developers, or actually the stakeholders themselves that interact with the product. The second step is gathering feedback, and sometimes these two things happen simultaneously. But the last step is equally important. Although our meeting is called a sprint review, I would use this opportunity where you have your stakeholders present to also provide a forecast. Where are we heading towards in our next sprints? Finally, one of the most important things after the sprint review is that a product owner goes and meets with individual stakeholders to understand their requirements and their feedback much better. This insight from those conversations is reflected in the product backlog items that a product owner adds into the product backlog and the priority they give those specific items. The biggest challenge with regards to sprint reviews that I have observed is that stakeholders are not or rarely present. If that's the case, of course, you can't really get feedback. Whose feedback do you actually want, right? So what you need to make sure is that your stakeholders can attend your sprint review. I will share some insights, some tips and tricks around that in one of our next videos. I hope this short video gives you a great understanding about the sprint review and its objective, which is reducing our uncertainty in terms of what we're building and whether we're delivering value to our customers. I'll see you in our next video about the sprint retrospective.